after 2 weeks away, we have another episode of Dragon Ball Super, and we're hitting it off strong with Goku versus Toppo. But more importantly, we're seeing how Goku stacks up against Universe 11, and more importantly, I think we get a lot more information about Universe 11 and what more we can expect about the characters, the Supreme Kai, obviously the Angel, the servant, named Margarita, the Harley Quinn looking servant. We get to hear the voice actors too, which is cool. And also Bamald, the clown god of destruction of Universe 11. Now, Toppo is obviously, he wants to measure up Goku, but he also is determining whether or not Goku's evil. But this episode, Goku saying, "Oh, if I'm evil, then you must be the hero of justice," which I said in my previous review, that Goku is not discounting the fact that he's been called evil. He's not denying it. He's like, oh, he was like interesting. In this episode, he was kind of I don't know if he was being sarcastic or not, but he's like, oh, you're Toppo, so you're the hero of justice. So that's interesting. So again, don't jump too much into it, but I thought it was definitely different from Goku. And certain things I thought during this fight were obviously Toppo's fighting style was kind of unique at first, and everybody else's reaction. More importantly, did you notice how Gohan was reacting throughout this entire episode? At least until the point the fight ended. So this fight starts off, and Goku's he goes to Super Saiyan. It doesn't work because Toppo just blitzes speed up the ass, and he's acrobatic as well. Whis makes that point clear. It's like, despite his physique, he's quite agile for a guy that size. And not only that, his fighting style is unique because he starts the fight off with, I guess, MMA submission holds, UFC fighting holds, because he goes straight for Goku's arm. Well, actually, he stands on top of his shoulders, and then he throws him around like a spin cycle. Then he goes for his shoulder, dislocates his shoulder. Goku pats it back into socket, so that was different. And then he goes for the straight up rear naked choke, which he almost gets him choked out because Goku goes from Super Saiyan to base mode, but then Goku just powers up to Super Saiyan Blue and just escapes that shit. Certain things I appreciate with this episode. Obviously, we get, like I said, we get power scaling of how Goku ranks up against Universe 11. Now it's interesting to see how they rank up when it comes to the other universes, because we know Universe 7 is second from bottom. We don't know where Universe 6 ranks up, and we don't know where Universe 11 ranks up. We just know Universe 9 ranks below them. That's the only thing we know. So, but even so, this episode, two things to take in consideration. One is like the power scaling and the rankings don't really mean all that much when it comes to Dragon Ball, because power scaling isn't everything. We should have learned that by now. So I don't think it's going to play a role, but I do think it's important to know the importance of each of the universes when it comes to rankings. That's the only thing I have with it. Now, again, before everybody leaves, Shampa's like, "Oh, I need 10 people." Well, we know 5 of them are going to take part. In this tournament, and thanks to the previous episode, we know it's going to be a battle royal format. Now, this fight pretty much continues. The second half of it was pretty much Goku and Toppo exchanging. Goku turns the tables when he goes Super Saiyan Blue, but then when Goku actually uses a Kamehameha, he used King Kai in Super Saiyan Blue again. Used the King Kai fist in Super Saiyan Blue, but then he used the Kamehameha. But the coolest looking thing I thought the episode was he pulled instant transmission Kamehameha. The first time he's done that in DBS, the first time he's done that since his fight with Cell, and he did it against Toppo. However, Toppo he tanked that shit, and this is the most interesting thing because his uniform was damaged, and that was the pride of his, I guess, the pride of the troopers, whatever the group is. That the honor was, in his own words, besmirched. So that sent him over the edge, and he actually got he used his anger to make him stronger. Now, the most interesting thing is that Goku actually he didn't go into Super Saiyan Kaioken until Toppo actually went all out. So, and before it went any further, the High Priest was like, no, no more. The Grand Priest was like, no, no, stop that, because if you do, one of you is going to die. And here's the interesting thing. Goku compliments his Toppo's strength, and this is the craziest fucking thing. And Toppo's like, oh, you're we're almost dead evenly matched, which means you stand no chance against my friend, who is stronger than me, who goes by the name of Jiren. He's also a friend of part of the Pratt Troopers. So I'm assuming that's the alien we see Goku fight in the opening constantly. So yeah, and Beerus acknowledges the fact that you're even with Toppo means you stand no chance against this Jiren guy. So that already is putting hype. Now that the exhibition match is over and done with, and this really wasn't an exhibition match, it's something that Zeno allowed, the Omni King allowed this fight to go on. But it was a way of Beerus was worried because this fight would allow Universe 11 to see their top fighter and all his techniques, so there wouldn't be any secrets for the tournament. And the same could be said for Universe 11. We do get to learn a little bit more before the episode started, so we know a little more about Universe 11 now. And we said something that's very interesting. When all is said and done, he says, and I quote, "Goku will be the target of the tournament because of the way that everything's been portrayed. That Goku's being portrayed as the protagonist, which he is because he caused all this. But the bottom line is, people are going to be gunning for him left, right, and center at the Battle Royal. So that Beerus is worried about that, but Goku is still as calm and cool and collected as ever, which is driving Beerus up the wall. And to be honest, he's been a little bit too lax considering the fact, listen, if we fail, our universe gets erased. Everybody, with the exception of Whis, because all the servants will be spared. Remember that. So, and actually, Whis was making a grand point. And Beerus said something to that I hadn't thought about, but I was like, you know what? He's kind of right. Since the High Priest is the Grand Priest is like the dad of all the angels, I'm guessing. Like, why doesn't he just try and reason with Zeno to not erase our universe? And Whis is like, don't be stupid, that won't work. But Whis doesn't care because he's not going to get erased one way or another. So there's definitely some. I get the feeling that the Grand Priest is pulling some strings a little bit. The way he kind of stopped the fight dead on, and Zeno was like, "Why are you stopping this?" And it's like he didn't seem that at all worried. So I wonder what's up with that. But that being said, the fight's over and done with. We got some idea of how strong Toppo is. We got some idea of what to expect from Universe 11. Remember though, there's 10 fighters from each universe taking part, which there's going to be a grand total of over 80 fighters involved in this battle royal. And the only universes we know as of right now are Universe 6, 9, and possibly we know about Universe 7, that's obvious, but Universe 11, we know some of the fights, but not all of them. So that's going to be interesting to see. And the biggest thing coming out from the episode is everybody gets the time limit of how long before the tournament begins, and the Grand Priest is like, oh, by the time the stadium's done in the void, the tournament will begin, and apparently it's going to be taking place in 40 hours, which is just under 2 days. So that's it. That's not a week, not a month, but under 2 days we get the tournament beginning, the tournament of power. Now, and if you notice the preview, that's going to change a few things because a lot of people thought, oh, because the whole thing is going to be about Vegeta's kid being born, Bra, or Bola, how you pronounce it, Vegeta and Bulma's kid being born, and there's going to be a time limit, obviously. But my question is this: will there be enough time to get enough training? That's my question. And we know they're going to train because they have to. Gohan especially So that's going to be interesting to see. Uh, like I said, Gohan, when he was observing the fight, he was kind of like, "Oh, my Saiyan blood is trembling with excitement, even throughout this fight." So it's becoming more and more obvious. Gohan is slowly but surely getting back to his old groove. So I can't wait to see what happens at the actual tournament. But all in all, a great way to come back to Dragon Ball Super after 2 weeks. That's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you think about the tournament power as well as the episode itself. If you enjoyed this review, give it a thumbs up. I appreciate that. Helps the channel out. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Dragon Ball Super. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.